Hey guys, hope you are all having a great day. We finally made it through Friday, and what a freaking way to end the week it is. Citadel is officially under investigation by the Department of Justice. We also have a lot of rumblings going on in China. It has been a while since we talked about Evergrande, and some of the developments that took place this week is crucial to understanding what is happening. Russia has still not invaded Ukraine, despite all the supposed intelligence reports that the media was lying to you about. First they said the attack would begin on Monday, then they said it would happen by Wednesday, and here we are on Friday. The media continues to insult their audience over and over, trying to instill fear only for nothing to really happen. Goes to show why people's trust in them is a historic low these days. We have quite a bit to talk about and go over today, so let's Tokyo drift through all this info. I do want to say, however, that I am running a little event over in my Discord and am giving away a total of $1,500 in cash prizes, with winners getting $50 each through PayPal or Cash App. All you have to do is join the Discord, which is free and linked below, and post a screenshot of a purchase order you sent this week. Before we start, let me quickly state that I am not a financial advisor, and that all content discussed in this channel is simply information gathered that I deem important for people to know, so that they can make informed decisions. All efforts are aimed to better understand the nature of the current market in anticipation of the greatest squeeze in financial history. Let's dive right in. Last night, Bloomberg decided to rile everyone up by publishing an article exposing a probe into Morgan Stanley's relationships on Wall Street. Being one of the most corrupt institutions in the world, Morgan Stanley is intertwined in a sprawling probe into whether bankers are improperly tipping off investors to stock sales large enough to send prices swinging, according to people cited being familiar with knowledge into the inquiries. Block trading remains one of the Wall Street businesses where relationships still drive the flow of deals, and it is these relationships, which span a wide range of firms, that are now getting picked apart by investigators, though it is important that no one has been accused of any wrongdoing yet. A roster of key clients that do business with Morgan Stanley, among more than a dozen executives at other investment firms, are being scooped up by the Justice Department for scrutiny. Authorities are said to be seeking access to online chats, mobile phone texts, emails and messages sent by apps, according to people who asked not to be named. Among the names of the people being sought after rangers from some of the most prominent Wall Street hedge funds, including Andrew Libeskind at Citadel Surveyor Capital and John Dorfman at Element Capital Management. Furthermore, bankers like Felipe Portillo, a risk executive within Credit Suisse Group's AG Equity Capital Market, and others at Goldman Sachs and Barclays are all being investigated as well. This really caught my attention. We have been talking about many of these institutions collaborating behind closed doors to try to short companies out of existence, and now investigators are speculated to have probable cause to believe so as well. For months, the media mocked us, called us conspiracy theorists, and used politically correct words implying that we are degenerate losers with no real knowledge about any of the functioning of the real world, and now here we are, saying we told you so. Predatory short-selling strategies have been exposed by Reddit and other social media groups for months. The prices for GameStop and AMC in particular have been victim to Wall Street's abuse by dark pool trading, naked short selling, spoofing and OTC trading. Like I said, Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs have both seen subpoenas by the government, and Citadel too. The folk on Reddit have already taken themselves to task to track down Kenneth Griffin's location, with many speculating why he is traveling around the world. I think people are taking this out of context, but it is interesting to watch how people quickly put together all the evidence to locate where people are. This is really good news, though I will caution people to relax and breathe a little. Don't start placing expectations that we will see executives getting arrested and taken to jail next week. These investigations take a lot of time, and the results are not always what people hope for, and even if these criminals do get charged, remember that in 2008, nobody except one person went to jail. They all got a slap on the wrist and told not to do that again. We live in a fraudulent country which has a system that protects the rich and screws the poor, so don't expect justice to be brought by the courts. Let's now talk about China. A Chinese court was ordered to freeze 101 million assets held by a subsidiary of Evergrande, according to a filing. Many suppliers and contractors have launched legal actions against Evergrande, and a growing number of construction and decoration companies are writing off assets or issuing profit warnings as debt at Evergrande debilitate their suppliers. Evergrande was sued by state-owned Shanghai Construction for overdue construction fees, citing a court ruling that the assets needed to be frozen are bank deposits and real estate. The crisis at Evergrande continues to worsen, especially after auditors recently began submitting resignation forms from the company, triggering alarm bells for everyone in the sector. The giant debt-ridden developer did say that they still aim to deliver 600,000 apartments this year, so we will see if they can do that. All in all, Evergrande seems to continue stumbling down, which is what the government ultimately wants. They don't want Evergrande to get a strong foothold, because the government is working secretly to break apart the giant and sell of its pieces to smaller companies. Let's talk about Russia, because even though war hasn't begun yet, the media is treating it like it's about to happen and it's affecting the markets deeply. Today, the White House announced that they believe the Russian government to be the one orchestrating cyberattacks targeting Ukraine's Ministry of Defense and banks earlier this week. The national advisor told reports that hackers working with Russia's intelligence directorate are responsible for distributed denial of service attacks. I wouldn't rule this out, to be honest. It wouldn't be Russia's first time doing this, and it's something that I think Putin would totally back, as it's an act of aggression, but because it is not a military action, it will not be met with the same reaction. Pro-Russia separatists in eastern Ukraine ordered the evacuation of civilians in the area to seek refuge in Russia, accusing Ukraine of planning a large military offensive. Each side accuses the other of heavy shelling in civilian areas. To make matters worse, the Kremlin declared massive nuclear drills to flex its military muscle, with President Vladimir Putin pledging he will protect Russia's national interests against what it sees as encroaching Western threats. Putin still holds out that diplomacy will be the best direction going forward, but the actions being taken are making many investors worry, and with the media exaggerating what is happening, it has caused a massive selling frenzy. I don't think a war will happen, as Russia recognizes it will not win in the end. They invade Ukraine and that will be its undoing economically speaking. Europe is very reliant on Russia for energy, so it makes everything way more complex. Let's hope for stable heads to remain firm and for nobody to begin a war. No blood should be spilled over such matters. Lastly, let's talk about AMC. Adam Aron tweeted, and I quote, "I benefited greatly as retail investors have embraced AMC, and that makes it time for me to step up and personally give back, so therefore, over the coming weeks, I will give away $1 million of my currently owned AMC shares to be spread over a number of well-respected charities." Many took this as yet more confirmation that Adam Aron has little to no faith in the longevity of AMC as a company, mainly due to this being yet another significant move to get rid of shares. We have seen board members quickly sell of their own shares, which has made many investors wonder if AMC's management even has confidence in themselves to turn the business around and make it profitable, and whether we like it or not, this is a solid question to ask. Many took to explain for Aron that this must have been done as a way to write off taxes, but the question again lies in why Adam Aron couldn't contribute to charities through any other form. Some individuals said he chose to give up AMC shares because he believes in MOASS and he wants the charities to enjoy making big profits on the way up. There are many ways you can do mental gymnastics about this, but I will be firm and stand by my own assessments. Personally, I did not like what Adam Aron did here. I did not like that he is giving away more of his AMC shares. If I wanted to make a donation right now, I would not give it in my meme stock shares, for those are super valuable to me. If anything, I will donate after MOASS or instead donate now cash, but it makes no sense for me to rid of an asset I believe will explode in value. This is indeed another evidence in a pattern where an important member in AMC's board yet again rids themselves of stock, and it is not sitting well with millions of investors. Just taking a look through Reddit and the Twitter comments and you will see that the majority did not like that, and even the ones defending this are at odds with his choice. Adam Aron would do great to clarify his thinking in this, but this move, from a fundamental point, is quite bearish and there is no other way to say it. That does not mean that the company is ready to go out of business, nor does it imply that it will not squeeze. The squeeze has nothing to do with the fundamentals of their business at this point, and the company has been expanding lately, but what's at stake here really is AMC's confidence in themselves to be profitable. If I were to look at their board members' set of actions alone and ignore everything else, I wouldn't feel good about AMC, because anyone ridding themselves off their own assets is not a good look. He could be doing it to avoid taxes, he could be doing it for any reason really, as I do not know the motive behind his actions, and the gesture is kind, but it does not sit well with me. I will continue reporting on AMC, but I hope you guys that follow me on Twitter and get mad at me for only buying GameStop now understand why I do so. I will hold to what I have on AMC, but I will only be buying GameStop from here on out, as I am way more confident in them as a business at the moment. I will support AMC by continuing to go to their theaters and do business with them. I may sound like a shill and many will hate me for being vocal about my opinion, but I will always be 100% honest with you, even if it means you walking away from the channel. Judge me how you fit best. I was going to do a recap on today's performance, but because of a timing issue I have right now and some things I have to get done, I will skip over that and instead talk about this week's performance in Sunday's video as well as what I think lies for us ahead. All in all, AMC fell down over 5% and GameStop fell over 1% for the day. Stocks traded very weak as market conditions weighed heavily on them. All stocks for the most part traded bearishly, so be sure to take opportunity and buy as much as you can. And that is all I have for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And most importantly, remember to come join my Discord. If you bought stock this week, come on over to my Discord and get a chance to get $50 sent to you via PayPal or Cash App just by posting a screenshot of your purchase. I made it super cool and easy for you guys. If you want to support this channel, I have a Patreon link in the description as well as some one-time donation links for Cash App and PayPal. Thank you again for being a part of this channel. I will continue striving for better content. Enjoy the rest of your day, keep on buying the dip and to the moon.